What's up, Internet? This is Mike at Clarington Kia. Behind me, we've got a 2018 Ford Fusion Energi PHEV sedan. This gets 5.2 liters per 100 kilometers fuel economy combined. That is incredible. All right, let's go take a look at this PHEV. All right, so let's jump in to this 2018 Ford Fusion PHEV, the Energi titanium model. Just over 145,000 kilometers on this one. It's in great condition. Now this video is going to take you through the PHEV components, let you know exactly what you're getting in that regard. We're also going to talk about the exterior and interior condition and the great features on the Fusion, so that way you know exactly what you're getting from your friends here at Clarington Kia. So what is the PHEV component? Well, let's talk about that. So underneath the hood, we have a 2-liter 4-cylinder gas engine, or ICE engine as it may be referred to in the PHEV community. That's internal combustion engine, and that will power the car normally just like any other vehicle out there. But the PHEV component, the plug-in hybrid electric vehicle component, right, the Ford Fusion Energi component, the plug your car in at night component, is a 7.6 kilowatt hour battery located in the trunk, powering an electric motor to the front wheels. So you can travel up to 40 kilometers on just electric energy only on this Fusion. So 40 kilometers, think about that. If your commute to work is 30 kilometers, hypothetically, in ideal conditions, that means nice weather just like today, you can get to work on just electric energy. Now, if you have a hybrid or an electric vehicle plug-in at work, then you just jump there, plug in the car. By the time you get back out to leave for the evening, guess what? Charged up, and you're all electric back home. That means you spent $0 on fuel. Now, the reason why the PHEV is such a popular model and such an in-demand model is because there is really no range anxiety. There's no limitations on how far you can drive this vehicle. Because as you're driving, after that electric motor depletes the battery, guess what happens? The gas engine turns on. You just start running like you normally would on any other vehicle with fuel. Now, that being said, I got distracted by people pulling up. That being said, so how do you charge the battery? Yes, we have the plug-in hybrid component there. You just charge it into an electric vehicle charger, either a level 1, which is a pretty slow charge, more typically a level 2, which is like a 45 amp plug that you can get installed in your garage, just like a dryer that would plug into that, or a level 3 fast charger, probably not needed for this type of vehicle. So you plug it into a level 2, it charges up. That will charge in anywhere from like 2 to 3 hours tops. But it also has regenerative braking. So as you're driving, when you lift off of the accelerator pedal, it actually takes that electric motor, puts it into reverse, and trickle charges the battery back up. So you can theoretically extend that range if you drive it very, very conservatively, right? So that is kind of the PHEV component of this Fusion, combined with that 2-liter fuel engine underneath the hood. And you can, I don't know if you can hear it as we're walking, it is literally going from gas to battery to gas to battery as we're doing this, because it's trickle charging the battery when it can, but it's also turning it on, the gas engine, to get the air conditioning running, you know, kind of optimally without draining all the battery. So it's a very smart system on the Fusion. So let's continue our tour. Up front here, you can see we have the beautiful LED daytime running lights, some nice headlights there, and then fog lights down below. The front hood, or pardon me, the front bumper, I should say, is in really, really nice shape. Very, very, very few stone chips. There's nothing really large here that I can point out to you that would be of any notable damage here. On the hood has been protected with clear 3M tape here. You can see this white line. It's not a scratch, it's actually taped to protect this from those stone chips. So you can see there's a little stone chip right here. You peel this off, and I bet you that's nice clean black paint underneath. But that's doing its job, that's what we want. Coming around to the side, you can see the beautiful titanium wheels here. A multi-spoke design, look absolutely fantastic. Wrapped up in some Pirelli rubber, but guess what? We're changing the rubber, because this rubber here, it doesn't meet our safety standards. Look at how deep my finger will go, but that doesn't pass our reconditioning standards for the vehicle. We're gonna put brand new Pirellis on there for you. Taking a step back, you get a nice side profile of the Fusion. Really good looking sedan. Lots of room for both driver, passenger, and rear passengers. Now, a little bit of a note down here. So this is so superficial, so minor, but on the rocker, there is a little bit of a scrape that goes down, you know, a good length of the car. But again, 145,000 kilometers, and it's way underneath there. You can't even see it, quite frankly. If the car was absolutely spotless and clean, you might notice it. It just looks like a little bit of dirt underneath there. There is one or two minor door dings on the door. I'm just going to see if you can, they're really hard to see. There's a little one there, and then there's one here. This hasn't actually gone through the paint, a little bit of buff, and that'll come right out. But there's just that little bit of there, and then one here as well. So some small door dings in that rear door. I'm gonna guess that there's maybe a little kiddo back there that, you know, had a tendency to open the door a little bit too quick without mom and dad's help. Yeah, been there, done that. Coming around the back, we have these nice wraparound taillights with that chrome piece, and you can see that rear spoiler up above there. Really kind of finishes off that trunk lid, makes it look nice and sharp and sporty. We have the titanium badge back here, the nice Ford emblem, and then that Fusion Energi at the back again. We've got in the rear bumper, you can see the sonar buttons there, so that we're backing up, we have the rear sonar to make sure we don't go bumping into anything. And then we have kind of finishing it up underneath. Now there's a little bit of a scratch right here. You can see it kind of going down and just bit into there. I guess, I don't know what that's from because it's on the back of the trunk lid, and here, I couldn't even fathom what that is. But again, just some very minor cosmetic issues. Popping open the trunk, we've got good room back here. So underneath that is your plug-in hybrid battery, that 7.6 kilowatt hour battery. It's kind of in a shelf system. It's wrapped in carpet. You could definitely put some groceries up top there, but there's lots of room in the trunk, more than what you would need for your day-to-day driving, you know, grocery, stuff like that. You might not go to IKEA and buy a bookshelf with this, but you can definitely go to Costco and fill it up. Moving around to the passenger side, this side's in great shape as well. On this side here, I really don't notice any door dings. There's really no visible, oh wait, hold on, found one maybe? Let's see. Ah yeah, just a small one here, right there, just a really, kind of can't even really see it there, but I got good eyes, I look out for this stuff. And then moving around, again, back out to the front. So now let's go take a look on the inside of the Fusion. See what everybody's treated to there. Back seats first. Not much to talk about here. I've got that driver's seat all the way back, so you can see there's still some leg room there if you got to put the little ones back there, and if you had a really monstrous of a tall driver, lots of room, no problem, legs can fit. Seats are in fantastic shape, no rips, tears, stains, burns, and it does not, nope, definitely does not smell like any kind of cigarettes or any odors in the vehicle. Have a cup holder with the armrest down here. Again, those seats in nice shape. You can see the nice black leather seating as well. And then just underneath here, you can see we got the vents for the little ones to keep them warm or cold. And then we have a 110 volt, 150 watt charger here. So just like a regular outlet in your house. The advantage with that is, of course, kids can plug in their iPads, keep them all charged up. And then what does that mean? That means that you don't hear, "Mom, are we there yet?" And then you're losing your mind. Tell me I don't have kids, right? Inside the front, you can see that passenger seat in excellent shape. That is a power passenger seat as well. And then of course a power driver's seat, right? Now the big advantage with the power seat, other than the fact you can be totally lazy and not have to do it el manual, is that the increments on a power seat are very minor. So like you can move that seat just ever so slightly in the backrest and everything else to make sure you get super comfortable versus a manual seat. We have a 2 driver memory setting here, all your regular power stuff on the side. And then the nice Ford Fusion door sill plate there. Underneath these ugly white mats is some rubber floor liners as well to keep the floor nice and looking good and keeping that mud and the salt out of your carpets. Let's hop in here. So automatic headlights, that's why they weren't on to show you. I was wondering, like, what am I talking about when there's no lights on? But beautiful LED headlights, automatic lighting when we are in daytime like this. And then looking at our wheel here, we have a beautiful leather wrapped steering wheel. We have our cruise control on the one side. We've got our radio controls on the other side. In case you're wondering, yes, this is reversed from typical like Japanese vehicles. Cruise is usually on the other side and vice versa. Then we've got some joysticks here on the top, and those are for the driver display system. And check this out, this is a really nice display. Let me zoom in here. So on the left-hand side, you can see ready to drive, and that's relating to our EV and gas component. There's the odometer there, 145, 560. But then if I use the arrows, look at the average fuel economy, 5.2 liters. That's not what the brochure says that's real-time 5.2 liters per 100 combined. You can see here, it shows us what our juice is at as far as the battery, and then we've got our fuel tank over here. Not to worry, you plug this car back in, it juices itself back up, and it tells you real time what we're kind of looking at. We can go down here, and again, that tells you your kilowatt hours, or your motor, pardon me. This is your RPMs for your gas engine. This here is kind of dictating how many kilowatts you're using as you're driving, kind of like an RPM gauge like this one here. And then your real-time fuel economy again. Your tire pressure monitors, right? Need new tires, so ignore the fact that they're all over the place. And then a lot of different kind of EV kind of, what's the word? Readouts, as you will. Now, I'm not a big fan of showing all of this information. Want to know why? It kind of gives you range anxiety. Like, can I get there on electric energy or can I not? Or things like that. But that's the whole point of a PHEV. You don't need to worry about that. You've got the gas engine to overcome it. So, I mean, if anything, just use it as a game. Don't be so fickle on the fact that, you know, you didn't get 40 on this drive, you might have got 36. Just use it as a game to try to get the most fuel economy out of it, or EV economy out of it. But, you know, hey, don't stress yourself out. On the right side, you can see entertainment, phone, navigation, or fuel economy. You can change those on that side as well. And then we have the typical speedometer in the middle. So that kind of takes you through a brief overview of your driver's gauges here. Now let's look over into our center console, because we have a fantastic Sony audio system in the titanium model. And the first thing you're probably looking is, yes, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is on board, which is great news because you plug in your phone and all of this changes to mimic exactly what's available on your Apple or Android as far as apps, you know, Spotify, Siri, Waze, Apple Music, all that great stuff. But most important, number one importance is, of course, that you can reply back to your text messages using your voice command rather than picking up your phone, getting a $615 fine, getting a 2-day license suspension, and 3 demerit points. Don't ask how I know this, right? So don't do that. Just use your Apple CarPlay or an Android Auto. You can see all the controls here to set up the vehicle. Charge settings as well is in here. So you can have it so that way it only charges on off-peak hours at home. So when you plug in, it doesn't start to charge right away. It will wait until it's off-peak and then charge the vehicle up. You can see here on a 120 volt outlet, it's going to take 5.8 hours to charge. On a 240 volt, 2.4 hours to charge. There's 32% of the battery life left. It has all the cool features and tech and everything built in to make sure that you make the most out of your PHEV in this Ford, which I love. They did a fantastic job at have everything on board for you. Let's go back home. This is kind of your home display, navigation on the left, audio and phone on the right, and then all your touchscreen stuff down here. We can go here to climate, automatic climate control, dual zone, of course. We'll get to that a little bit in just a minute or two here. We got the navigation system, and then our apps is back to this home screen here. Power flow, you can see how the vehicle is operating at the current time. We've got the battery powering the climate control and this kind of setup here. That's what other is. And then we've got the electric motor powering the engine. And then you would see kind of how all of this works. Very, very cool as you drive all real time. Let's go back out to apps. And which way am I swiping? This way, this way, this way? Nope. Settings? Nope. Oh, there we go. All of your other settings are here. What else can we show you? Ambient lighting. It has some cool ambient lighting in the car too. Yeah, lots of nice stuff, obviously. Let's put it in reverse and show you the rear view camera here, so that way you can back up and look like a genius when you're parking. And then you've got the sonar on the right here, so that way, you know, as you're backing up, in case your camera's a little dirty, the sonar is going to act as well, so that way you don't go bumping into things. Moving down this center console, the big most important thing is the volume. Right? Everybody loves to have a big volume knob, and you do have the same thing here. You've got your radio controls and your climate control, so you don't have to go through the touchscreen. It's all available here up front with the buttons. You can see air-conditioned seats or heated seats, and I love the air-conditioned seats, especially with leather. Everybody says I don't like leather because it gets hot. Not anymore. And then you're going, okay, but sure, I've got to get in the car. Whoops, wrong one. I've got to get in the car to get them cooled off. Well, incorrect. Here's the key, and we've got a remote starter on the key fob right there, that third button that says 2X. That's not for double the power, that is to start your vehicle from the remote. And then, of course, it's gonna get everything nice and cooled off for you here. We've got our USB port down here with a really nice junk tray just to put your stuff there. And then we've got this cool little rotary shifter here. So you can see you just kind of put your foot on the brake and then you give it a twist for reverse, neutral, drive, and then L for low gear. If you needed to use that, don't know why you would, but you could. You can put it into low gear. We have an electronic parking brake. And then this button here, the magical EV button, that when you push it, will then turn the Fusion into just a straight EV mode. So in other words, just electric vehicle mode. Now, obviously only works when the battery has the capability of doing it. It'll never drain the battery to the point where it will harm the battery. However, that EV mode is the one you want to use. Let's say, like I say, that scenario when we started, where you work or live or whatever the case may be within 30-40K, definitely use the EV mode. So that way you're not basically, geez, I lost my train of thought. You're not using gas and the gas engine when you don't have to. That's the button you want to push, is the EV mode. Now, the one other thing I want to see in here, I want to look and see if it tells us the advanced safety features, because I forgot what they were. Not there. Let's see. Come on, show me what the advanced features are. No. Bear with me, guys. This is important stuff. I should know this, but I don't. Okay, well, let's see if I can find it in the dash, shall we? So let's go. No, I can't find it. So I'm sure it has some advanced safety features, but nonetheless, I just can't find them in here. I failed to prepare to fail, right? That's how it is. Why do I do this uncut and makes mistakes like this? Well, that's so that way you know that this is unedited. It's raw. You see the vehicle for what it is. I'm not hiding stuff, and I'm definitely not editing anything out. So voila. Now, here is our reconditioning report for the Fusion Hybrid. So what are we doing for reconditioning? Well, $2,650 worth of work. We're changing the license plate bulb. We're doing 4 brand new tires and alignment, obviously, after we do the tires. Replacing the rear brake pads, replacing the front brake pads. Looks like that's probably complete. The front brake pads and rotors for sure for $625. 2 wipers and a spare tire kit. I bet you, no, they don't need to do that. That's, I think these are run flat tires. Anyhow, that's what we plan on spending, is $2,650. Now, here's the best part about that. That $2,650, I bet you, when you look at that, that is not a lot of safety, right? A lot of this stuff is optional things that we do that's called reconditioning, and we do that to make sure that when you bring home this vehicle, it's in top-notch shape, and we've done everything we can to make sure that it's an enjoyable ownership experience for you. Here is the CarFax. You must ask for a CarFax anytime you buy a used vehicle, because this is a third party which reports any accidents or claims or anything on the vehicle. You can see here, no reported accidents. Exactly what we want to see. Not covering up anything with my thumb, just happen to have it in the right spot. But yeah, no accidents. This is the gold that you want to see when we're looking at a used vehicle here. And such is this 2018 Ford Fusion Hybrid PHEV. Black on black leather, fantastic shape, 145,000 kilometers, and available right here in Bowmanville from your friends at Clarington Kia. So there's 2 ways you can buy this. You can go online, claringtonkia.ca. You can purchase this car entirely online if you like. Obviously, after watching this video, you're gonna be like, I love it, I want it, so do it. Or if you'd like, you can visit us here in our showroom. We've got a beautiful dealership, and more importantly, the most friendly sales staff you're ever gonna meet. We will help you buy this vehicle. We will not sell you this car. Why? Because selling implies that we're trying to sell you something. We're not. We're just trying to help you buy the vehicle that you want, because it's a buying experience here at Clarington Kia. So it's your experience your way, online or in store. We would be happy to see you here and put you behind the wheel of this Ford Fusion PHEV, so you and your family can enjoy all the wonderful fuel savings that it has to offer, as well as these great convenience features. That is it. That's my spiel. I'm sticking to it. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Mike, General Sales Manager here at Clarington Kia. If I talk any faster, you're just going to lose your breath. Okay, bye. See you later. All right, bye, guys.